Time for desktop discussions.
Hey, Sir Charles Carey here. Welcome to another episode of Desktop Discussions. Put some light on the situation. It's a little bit better. Hey, folks, look, I know you're probably saying, wow, he pulled out the suit, right? I will explain. Don't disturb your groove. Now, you may remember back in the day, I don't remember exactly what year, but there was a music group called The System, and they had a hit song called Don't Disturb This Groove. And it said, pay attention, are you listening? Those were the opening lines, and that was one of my favorite songs because I had an experience with I guess it was an event, my sister's event, in fact, and they were about at least 10 years younger than me, and I was up there singing, it's not for me to say, all these old-fashioned songs. Now, I love them because I knew the artist and I knew the era, but they were 10 years younger than me, and even though I grew up with them, they started booing me. And I was like, wow, I didn't expect that, but I was prepared to have something current that they could relate to. So I looked at the DJ, I said, yo, drop the beat. And if you know that song, Don't Disturb This Groove, there's like a wiry, spiraling synthesizer line. And then it bum 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 bum. And when I put that song on, the whole energy changed. The entire audience was like, oh, like that's my song. They knew that song because it was current. It's a hit. It's on the radio. And that's the same thing in life. Everyone's got a groove, an energy level. You know, I did a talk about your flow last week. I think it was last week. And I was talking about how important flow is, you know, direction. And energy and flow are very similar. They're not the same, but they're very similar. But here is the thing. When you are in the midst of creating something, doing something, a meeting, an activity, writing a book, writing a song, as you know, I do both. I'm in music as well as in the professional development space. But when you're in those spaces, and it could be any other space also, but the last thing you want is something interrupting your thought process, your creative ability. And even if it's not intentional, so by omission or by commission, even if it's not intentional, that's what can happen. You know, it may be your fault. It may not be your fault. Doesn't truly matter. The key is you cannot allow things to interrupt your life flow, your life energy, that kinetic energy that helps you bring into the world different thoughts, different ideas, different creative and innovative things, right? And it could be having a fallout with your spouse, your kids, something happened to your ride, you know, whatever it may be, a deal doesn't come through. We cannot afford to let things and people interrupt our natural groove, our natural energetic flow. And the thing is, as soon as it happens, you're disturbed. But you know that you really need to get back to that space where you're one with the universe. You're one with your natural, innate self. So if you have questions or comments, and I don't know if you can relate to this, and I'm not even sure who this is for, but if you have comments, I invite you, post your comments, make your comments. I want to hear what you got to say because I think it's important. You know, you may have a perspective, again, that I haven't considered. I know that for myself, I kind of live by this mantra, mindset, you know, energy, and, you know, what's put out comes back and things like that. Sometimes people put different names on it, different labels on it. But at the end of the day, in my opinion, it's still the same thing. So I like to highly encourage you, inspire you, empower you to not let anything or anyone disturb your natural groove, because what you come up with, what you create, that's specifically for you. That's something that, you know, you're supposed to deliver that thing, whatever it is. You're the one that's supposed to be known for this new widget that's introduced to the world. So when someone comes up and says, that won't work, or when someone tries to take you off your game, or hey man, let's go over to this place and do that thing. Well, if your energy is focused on your next best thing and you have conflict with someone, not only are they taking you away from your best thing, they're taking the energy away from what helps you create your next best thing. And again, it doesn't matter whether it's your fault or theirs, but you need to be back in that original space, in that original place where you were thriving. You know, Del Toro talks about thriving from your storms or through your storms. You know, it's the same thing. You know, when there's something going on or going wrong, you got to course correct that thing. You got to be able to realize that, you know what, maybe this isn't the best person to be around or the best engagement at this moment. And then do what you need to do so that you can be whole with yourself. You know, I do these talks, and it's no, I'm no stranger to talking to people, personal or on virtual platforms. But the point is, I'm not as active with social media because sometimes it literally saps, drains, takes away my energy, and I need peace. I need tranquility. It is entertaining. It is engaging. I believe you can relate to a lot of people and learn a lot of different things, but sometimes you have to know when to say when. And what's when for you may not be what's when for me. So anyway, I got up to go do this event, and I'm a week early. Ain't that something? So, you know, I believe in being on time, but a week early, yeah, that's a bit much. So I don't know if you've ever been a week early for something. If so, drop it in the comments. I'd love to get your feedback, or like to hear what your story was. But please like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube page. Again, we're working on getting a set time for our desktop discussions. This is just something that we do when we feel we need to reach out to those who can relate to the same, for instances in life, the same energy in life, the same scenarios that may be holding them down or holding them back. So if you enjoy these, please let me know that as well. If you have a difference of opinion, you can always share that as well in addition. But down here, you'll see a website that has plenty of resources. Please go to the website, check out the resources that may be appropriate for you. Join our pages and let us know what you're thinking. If you want to know a little bit more about me, you can go right there. Here's my website. I've been about it, been around it. This is who I am and what I do. Don't forget the music, right? So with that being said, you know, until next time, don't disturb your groove and don't let anyone else disturb it.